What up, bitches? It's a misanthropic one, aka He Who Hungers, and I'm back up in this bitch for another rant. Today, wow. Just read the fucking title of that shit. Ghostbusters director Paul Feig blames 2016 election for film's failure. Paul Feig, Jesus Christ. This guy, all right, I'll just read it and then I'll give you my thoughts. I can't today, okay. Ghostbusters reboot director Paul Feig opened up in a brand new interview where he compared the film to Hillary Clinton's 2016 presidential campaign, declaring both were caught in a misogynistic vortex. He explains in an interview with The Telegraph, "I've been dying for somebody to look at Hillary Clinton's campaign and us because we were caught in the same exact vortex." Ay, ay, ay. Ghostbusters was a complete and utter bomb at the box office, just bringing in $229 million on a $144 million budget. A rule of thumb is that films usually need to make double their production budget in order to be profitable. Not only did the film not bring people to the theaters, but those who did see it didn't think too highly of it. The film received an audience score of 51 on Rotten Tomatoes despite a much better critic score of 74%. Even Dan Aykroyd, the co-writer and one of the stars of the original Ghostbusters, had strong criticisms of Feig's reboot. This is what Dan Aykroyd's saying. The director, he spent too much on it and he didn't shoot scenes we suggested to him. Several scenes that were going to be needed, he said, no, we don't need them. And we tested the movie, and then they really needed them. And he had to go back about 30 to 40 million in reshoots. During the production of the film, Feig would discuss criticism he received for rebooting Ghostbusters with an all-female cast. He says, "The internet is really funny. I love it, but I hate it at the same time." That part I could agree with. The first wave, when you make an announcement like that, it's overwhelmingly positive. Everyone's so happy and you're like, this is great. Then comes the second wave and you're like, oh my God, some of the most vile, misogynistic shit I've ever seen in my life. No. Speaking with The Telegraph 2 years after the film bombed. 2 years, dude, you're still on this. The movie maker would... Hold on, let me turn this down. The movie maker would double down on his accusations of misogyny surrounding Ghostbusters. He specifically puts blame on then candidate Donald Trump and the 2016 election. Oh my God. It ignited these passions that were already around because Trump was stirring them up. I think these guys felt they were losing control. You know what? All right. I'm doing a God damn it. Okay, let me just read this last part because this drives my point home. It doesn't seem that the lesson has hit home for Mr. Feig. There is no doubt that he can create good pieces in film and television, Freaks and Geeks, as well as Bridesmaids. Definitely Bridesmaids. That's a fucking funny movie. Are but two examples, and Freaks and Geeks is kind of classic too. But At this stage, it doesn't seem to have dawned on him that he might have simply just struck out with Ghostbusters. Instead of taking the criticism and admitting he made mistakes like Suicide Squad director David Ayer, Paul Feig has blamed his failure on misogyny. Does Paul Feig have a point, or is comparisons with the Clinton campaign just an odd way of deflecting failure? Yes. Listen, Mr. Feig, if you happen to watch this little video, you're a cuck. It's 2 years later, you're still sitting here talking about a movie that sucked. The movie sucked, period. It wasn't good. You thought that you would ride this feminist wave. You thought that you could virtue signal to females by changing the mythos of Ghostbusters. It came out bad. I watched it. Those are 2 hours of my life that I wish I could get back. I watched it. I tried to be open-minded, but it was just feminist trash. It wasn't funny. It was overly done. I think that you tried too hard to be fucking funny. It sucked. Period. Just eat it. I would have respect for this guy if he said, you know what, I tried and it sucked. It sucked. It was a bad movie. That's it. Now this motherfucker, let me tell you something. I'm doing a video on Trump Derangement Syndrome, and this is a prime example of it. For this dude to go back and say, well, it was misogynistic, and you know that it was Trump's fault at the time, and look, Hillary Clinton was running and we were stuck in the same vortex. Listen, everything that has to do with art has to be based on merit. Your movie sucked. It had nothing to do with misogyny. It had absolutely nothing to do with misogyny, because you have great female roles out there, female-led movies that people don't care about. Female-led things that are just organic. You know what I mean? So stop sitting here saying, oh, it was just misogynistic shit. It had nothing to do with misogyny. Absolutely not. Let me center off. Absolutely nothing to do with misogyny. You know what? Because of this shit, I hope everything that you create bombs. I'm sick and tired of this shit. And then it's 2 years later, dude. 2 years later. You can't just chalk it up like a man and say, hey, listen, I tried, and just walk the fuck away from it. Nah, motherfucker. I hope every movie you make sucks from now on. I love Bridesmaids, though. That is fucking funny. I love Melissa McCarthy. It didn't work out for her in fucking Ghostbusters. You know, she's very talented to me. She's a funny comedian, but it didn't work. It just didn't work. But yeah, I hope every movie that you make from now on sucks. I've told y'all that I'm so sick of Hollywood, because everyone's on a moral high ground over there. They're not connected to the everyday average person. They think they know better than you, and this is a prime example of it. Motherfucker has Trump Derangement Syndrome, obviously, you know. Stay tuned for that video. Y'all gonna love that one. And that's all I gotta say. Everybody else, y'all know the deal. Leave your love, leave your hate. Most of all, subscribe. Share my shit. Please share this one. I'm dying to see what people are gonna say about this. And that's it. All right. Peace, bitches.